Mm-hmm.
Getting fun with Marn.
No, that's terrible.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty bad. The Marn experience, bro.
No.
What if it was that? The Marn experience, bro. I'm gonna make t-shirts. The Marn experience, bro. Show.
You're not in charge of that.
Do it when I feel like it, bro. No, I don't know. You don't say bro. I don't know. I think of something that you say all the time. No, stop it. Not there. The No Stop It Not There show with Marney.
I'm just shaking my head right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Just kidding. Tell your dad I said hi. So, yeah, back to topics and stuff. In my head, I think of it all the time. I think of my brain just is always working, and that's something that I learned like in radio. Like I was told, I think actually, like you're gonna go to stores and you're gonna see people, you're gonna notice things that normally you didn't notice because you're gonna look to try to tell a story about it. And that was true. I would go to stores, and that would be some of my best content for my show. Is I would notice something, and I don't know. I was just always thinking about how I could use this as something to talk about on my show. And if it was kind of almost funny, well, I made it funny, or at least to me, if it was a funny story, if I'm like, man, if that lady would have dropped this, or if that kid would have done this, or, like I was always just boom, 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 moving ahead in my brain. And so for me, I spent a lot of time in my brain thinking about the podcast or what I would say or what I would do, not so much as to entertain people with a funny story, but to process the feelings, or what did I learn today about myself, or what did I say that might have helped somebody else that maybe I can repeat on the podcast later, or what is something I want to run by Marney. And the reason why we don't really talk about it is because I want to get your natural reaction to it. This is a podcast. We don't edit it. Probably should, but we don't. And I just love the whole natural flow of it. And it's kind of like I'm interviewing Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top, or something like, when we get done with the interview and they're like, wait, were we going to do the interview? And I'm like, we just did, man. And Billy's like, oh, wow, okay. What did I say? And because it was just so personable, and we just kind of run with it. And a lot of people, would tell me and have told me over the years, like, wow, that was an hour long. Like, I didn't even think that was 10 minutes, wow, that was crazy. But you just kind of get that rapport with people, and you just learn how to talk and learn how to ask them questions, and you get that natural reaction, and you hold a real conversation with somebody. I know I talk a lot, and I kind of feel bad sometimes, but then I don't. And I look over at you, and you're just staring at me, and I'm just like, yeah, but I'm just getting started with this one. But I appreciate you being on the show, though, too, and you bring a different side of what I bring. Like we were told the other day, a guy had called, and he was telling me all kinds of stuff, and he's trying to start his own podcast, The Blind Cow, which I made him a pretty sweet logo. I was like, there you go, man. I tell people all the time, if you need help with anything, reach out. I'll tell you what microphones I'm using. I'll tell you what program. I'll tell you whatever I can do to help you out. If you want to start, it doesn't even have to be about recovery. If you want to start a podcast, just reach out. I'll help you.
I want to say that I think that's so awesome that you're so supportive of other people doing that kind of thing. And because some people, for whatever reason, are all like, I don't know, snobby and like selfish about, their podcast. Like, because if people are listening to other people's podcasts, then they're not listening to your podcast. And it's like, the world should not be that way. No. You know what I mean? Like, heck yeah, man. Like, get out there, do your thing. Like, I don't know. I think it's really awesome that, and people value, your input on stuff like that, because obviously you know what you're doing. So I think that's amazing. And yeah, there's been a couple people that have mentioned kind of you've been inspiring to them, for them to do something like this. So that's great. I mean, the more the merrier. That's what I say.
Yeah, my friend Chow, he said that, and it was a podcast. I don't know, I think we did that in June. But he said he was kind of giving it up because he said I inspired him to do one, but then he realized how much work it was. And he was like, "Oh my God!" He's like, "I didn't even know it was going to be that much work, and I just don't have time for it." And
right.
but I liked his podcast though, I really do. And yeah, if anybody if you need help with anything, just let me know. But I designed one for Adam, the blind cow, and gave him a logo, and he was like, "Dude, it's pretty badass," and it is pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie, but now he's waiting on a cord or waiting on this, and I used to drag my feet too because I was afraid. I was afraid of being judged, and once Ryan Schnodick, I don't think that's how I know your face just looked like you just ate a lemon. You're like, ooh. No, I mean, I don't know. That would be kind of a cool last name.
I really
though.
hope that's not his name.
I don't think it is. I don't know how to say his last name. And I don't know. It was not intentional. But Ryan S., he told me that he was disappointed in me. I told the story many times. And I was like, "You're disappointed in me?" He's like, "Yeah, I thought you'd have started the podcast by now because we were in the same treatment center and he was in the same room, 217. Not really at the same time I was, but he was still in the same room. And he's like, "I thought you had started by now. I'm really disappointed in you." And that's when I realized, okay, well, I got started right now, today. I don't care. I'm going to pick a platform, pick a website to go with, and just go with it. And I did. And that was one of the greatest things that Ryan S. could have done. Was give me the honest truth, and that really kind of pushed me over the top to, damn it, I'm doing it, and I'm kind of fearful that Adam's kind of doing the same thing where he's just dragging his feet, and I mean, the more you talk about it, the better it sounds, and then eventually you're gonna have to put up or shut up,
right.
And you keep throwing that date. Well, no, another month and another month and another month. And hopefully, Adam can find a way to pull it together, man, and do a podcast. Because until you start it, man,
just like anything, just like with my blogs and stuff too. Sometimes I'm just like, I'll have a bunch of stuff. I'm like, I just need to just post it. Come on, come on, self, get over it.
And Ricky, a friend of mine, Rico, in effect, he was the re and I was the co. Rico, we're like a recovery relationship brotherhood. Rico. Anyway, he was the one that told me, he's like, "Yeah, man, yeah, that all sounds good, bro, but when you get out of here, you're gonna need to do it, And I was like, yeah, I'm doing it. He's like, "No, for real. See, that shit sound good, but when you get out of here, you need to do it, And I was like, "I know, I'm doing it." "Yeah, see, that sounds good." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it," and that's something that always stuck in my head too. It's like, yeah, sounds good. Well, yeah, anybody can be in here talking a good game. Do it, and just thinking like that, and hopefully Adam can do that and not be afraid of what people think about him. And I think his podcast will be good. We'll support him as much as we can. But he's going to have a little different take on recovery, aside that I'm not really too familiar with. But then I think that's what's going to be unique about his podcast, because there are people that are going to listen. And will it be 1 million people? Who knows? Again, if you can get 10 people to listen to carry your message, 2 people even, there you go. Let's just start there.
Yeah.
And you don't need 1 million people listening. I don't need 1 million people listening. If God wanted me to have 1 million people listening, 1 million people would be listening.
Right.
But I would take the people that want to listen and that use us as maybe an outlet, or maybe they're killing time at lunch in their car. Who knows, but I appreciate it. And I know you do too, Marney.
Absolutely.
Thought you just ran into a box fan at the store.
No, we love our listeners, and we love the people that read our blogs. And yeah, anytime, I'm surprised we don't have more people that comment, because I'm sure people have a lot of good things to say. We love to, just input, feedback is helpful, I think,
Yeah.
You can do that on the website.
On our website, I don't know.
The recovery, the family. I know you can.
Oh, the Facebook page.
Facebook page, yeah.
Yeah, there's Facebook page, the family page, 217 Recovery Family, 217 Recovery. And then our app, I submitted that to be published.
So that's like a week then, huh?
Hopefully sooner. So that'll be in the Google Play Store and they're in the App Store. If you got Apple.
We'll let you know.
So we'll make it easy for you.
Yeah.
And then you can share that with your friends. And, hey, we can make a contest out of that.
Yeah. Free hat.
Yeah. For sure. Gotta say what's up to my man, James Deere. We're supposed to talk tomorrow. He's with Break the Chain. And they're out of New Zealand. And maybe he's in Australia now.
You can have him on the podcast?
Not yet, no. But see, he's like 14 hours ahead of us.
Right.
So, I mean, it could be done for sure. But we got to figure out a time and a day. But no, he had some great ideas. And, you know, James is a big thinker. You know, he thinks big. And I like that about him. And every time I see him, his stuff's getting better. And the quality's getting better. He seems a lot more sure of himself. And I just like the dude, man. You know, I really feel good about, you know, teaming up with him to do anything. So, you know, hopefully when we talk, well, I guess it's Sunday officially now, but we talk later today, you know, I'm going to be excited about it. And, you know, the sky's the limit. You know, yeah, he's in a different country, you know, but I think that's cool. You know, if good recovery people with huge goals and big dreams reach out and connect, I mean, only great things are going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, and James, he supports us, you know, big time. And we support him big time too. So, you know, it's relationships like that. It's helping like people like Adam and Blind Cow, you know, in any way we can. It's that help, you know, and cross promotion. I wish we would do more of it. And, you know, we probably need to try a little bit harder or just do it a little bit more. But yeah, we'll work on that. But the app's coming. Can't wait.
It's really easy to navigate.
It is.
Too.
I still might want to scroll at the bottom. We'll see. We'll do a poll.
Yeah.
But we're still engaged.
Yes.
So that's going well. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Look for those pictures on the hat and you can bid on them. Maybe do a raffle. Keep you posted this week. And also, I'm going to be working on who we can talk to about getting some kind of structure, some kind of place where people can go where they don't have to get kicked out of the hospital, you know, for help. And I'll put all that stuff on the website too, or, you know, you just download the app and it'll be there, bro. Maybe that'll be the name of your podcast.
No.
Be there, bro. $10 will get you a Be There, Bro t-shirt. Just email me, Corey at 217recovery.com.
I'll make it too.
And, the fantasy football league, I don't know. We're not going to do like a donation league like we were going to do. But we are doing a league, and I've invited a few people, but there are a few spots left. So if fantasy football is your thing, maybe you've never done fantasy football, but you heard people talk about how awesome it is because it will change your life. It will. Hit me up, and I'll add you to the league before it's full. I think we have 2 or 3 spots left. So, again, Corey, Corey, at 217recovery.com. Marney, you can drop her an email as well. Give her some feedback. It's Marney, Marney, at 217recovery.com.
Yep.
Thanks for listening. Share us with your friends, and we will talk to you again, well, just in a few hours.
See ya.
See ya.